Ethnography. The word ethnography was derived from Greek word ethnos and graphein, where ethnos means nation and graphein means writing. So, ethnography refers to the qualitative description of human social phenomenon based on fieldwork. Ethnography is a type of qualitative research that involves immersing yourself in a particular community or organization to observe their behavior and interactions up close. The word ethnography also refers to the written report of the research that the ethnographer produces afterwards. Ethnography is a flexible research method that allows you to gain a deep understanding of a group's shared culture, conventions, and social dynamics. However, it also involves some practical and ethical challenges. In-depth study of naturally occurring behavior within a culture of a social group. Here, culture means some specific group behaviors and activities, including language, communication, interaction, lifestyle, etc. Group can be formed like teacher and learner of same school, member of any society, member of any specific family, etc. It uses a data collection strategy participant observation. The approach to gather data is to observe culture for weeks, months, and even years. To interact with and interview members of the culture. To analyze documents and artifacts. Example, how do drug users change their attitude and behaviors in Drug Abuse Rehabilitation Center? How does teacher behave with the students of different religion, culture, language, caste, and learning capabilities? Focus of the investigation is on the everyday behaviors of people in the group. It requires a lot of patience and considerable tolerance. Tries to earn trust of respondents. Requires the daily and continuous recording of field notes. Good researcher is required when observing and/or interacting with target audience in their real-life environment. Challenging and time-consuming and solely depends on expertise of researcher to be able to analyze, observe, and infer data. Steps. Selection of research problem. Preparation for fieldwork. Entering research site. Obtaining data. Data analysis. Advantages of ethnography. The main advantage of ethnography is that it gives the researcher direct access to the culture and practices of a group. It is a useful approach for learning firsthand about the behavior and interactions of people within a particular context. By becoming immersed in a social environment, you may have access to more authentic information and spontaneously observe dynamics that you could not have found out about simply by asking. Ethnography is also an open and flexible method. Rather than aiming to verify a general theory or test a hypothesis, it aims to offer a rich narrative account of a specific culture, allowing you to explore many different aspects of the group and setting. Disadvantages of ethnography. Ethnography is a time-consuming method. To embed yourself in the setting and gather enough observations to build up a representative picture, you can expect to spend at least a few weeks, but more likely several months. This long-term immersion can be challenging and requires careful planning. Ethnographic research can run the risk of observer bias. Writing in ethnography involves subjective interpretation, and it can be difficult to maintain the necessary distance to analyze a group that you are embedded in. There are often also ethical considerations to consider, for example, about how your role is disclosed to members of the group, or about observing and reporting sensitive information.